Welcome to Wheels, Deals, and Meals, where we talk all things good food, good business, and good cars. And now, here is your host, Arnold Gasita, founder and CEO of Petra Automotive Products. Let's roll.
So we're back here at Me Plus Ultra event, the business and bourbons and cigars event that's become very popular and exciting, and more people come to it. We're in Charleston, South Carolina, and so it's been a great event. It wraps up tonight. There's a guy that comes to this event that is just a fun guy to be at this event. I have no idea what the hell he does, but he's just a fun guy to be around with. And so we invited the fun guy, Steve Misleh. Did I say that right?
That's it. You got it.
To come here. I know this. You want to hang around this guy. He is hilarious. He can sing. Although he did interrupt my version of My Way last night and decided to sing with me. But thank God. So I became the backup singer, a very light backup singer.
Stop.
Steve, thank you for being on the show, man.
Thank you for having me.
I'm excited. I'm excited to hear the story of Steve. Where were you born?
I was born in Cincinnati, Ohio.
Okay. You know J.D. Vance? Is he from there?
You know, he votes at our church.
No kidding.
Yes. On election day, he asked the priest, our Father George, to bless him and his family.
Wow, great.
Yeah. Then it was kind of cool.
Yeah.
Picture of that.
He's tall, right?
Yeah, oh, yeah. He's probably 6'4", I think.
Yeah. He looks tall on TV. Obviously, I've never seen him in person, but he looks tall on TV. Mm-hmm. All right, so you're born in Cincinnati, Ohio.
Yes.
Went to school there?
Yes. All the way.
High school?
Yes. Cardinal Pacelli, Purcell, Marion High School, and Xavier University.
Is this a Catholic school?
All the way through.
It explains so much, Steve. Literally right now, I understand it all. You went to Catholic school.
Oh, did I?
That's great. Okay, and then after that, you went to college.
Xavier University.
Xavier University. Graduated?
Yes. 91.
Good for you. I did it.
You did not. No. I was told by my mother, you will graduate college or I'm going to take you out.
First semester, a professor tells me, he says, when you guys graduate, this is what it tells the world. You can read and write. I thought, well, that's a waste of time.
Mm-hmm.
No, I think college is great. Don't get me wrong. I'm just making a joke out of it. I didn't go to college, but
I didn't want to go.
But everything has its purpose, right? Everything has its purpose. So what was your first job? Like when your first job was a paper route or McDonald's, what was Steve's first job?
I'm the youngest of four. And I was probably 8 years old. And we are in a restaurant business that is pretty famous in Cincinnati. It's pretty famous, called Skyline Chili. And my father started with the Lambrinides, the founding family, in 1962. And he opened up 4 restaurants in 8 years.
So your parents owned the restaurant. It was called Skyline Chili.
Skyline Chili on 4 of them.
Started
at 62 by 7.
So your first job is working for him in the restaurant business.
I was 8 years old, and I would go pick up the product with my brothers and get in the back of the pickup truck and move all the food from the back of the truck to the front of the truck.
Oh my God, that's great. What a story.
Yeah.
I love these stories because listen, and I know there may be people going, oh my God, child labor, whatever. Most of these successful people that I've interviewed in the past 2 years, their story is at 8 years old, I was doing a paper route. At 8 years old, I was moving product in a pickup truck. At 13, I was selling vegetables in the street of San Francisco. I mean, it's incredible. It builds something in you.
Work is a learned behavior.
That's true.
And you can learn it and you'll have it forever. You can also forget it. And you look around at some of the things in our society today and there's no question about it. Work is a learned behavior. We were fortunate enough to be taught how to work.
Yeah. Great parents. Myself as well too. I remember my dad and my grandfather both saying things like, it doesn't matter if you're the president of a company, you got nothing to do, pick up the broom and start sweeping. Like, don't just sit there.
Yes.
Work. Do something.
Yes.
Okay, so you started, so what's your next position in the restaurant business?
I would cut hot dogs, put chili on,
Like, have you always worked in the restaurant business?
I
Or
always have.
or did you ever leave the family business, go do something, and came back?
I was always there.
Okay.
At one point in time in high school, one of my oldest, dearest friends is a landscaper. He had started it in high school. He's still doing it. And I cut grass with him and then would go to work, or go to work and then cut grass with him.
At the restaurant. So cut grass, go to the restaurant.
Yeah.
Cut grass, go to the restaurant. And then, so Skyline Chili, 4 restaurants, is famous for?
It's Greek. It's spaghetti with a cinnamon chili. It's not hot, spicy, peppery, not like that. And then shredded cheddar cheese. And then we have conies that are smaller than a regular size hot dog with mustard, our chili, onions, and shredded cheddar cheese. And you can make it a 3-way is chili, spaghetti, and cheese. You can have a 4-way that would be with onions or beans.
And the 4 restaurants are still in business?
Sorry?
The 4 restaurants are still in business?
We're 6 now. We grew up to 6. And yeah.
And what do you do for them?
Well, everything. I mean, they're ours. So my brother and I, we work together, but we split the stores up because generational family businesses can be difficult.
Mm-hmm.
And we wanted to head that off before it got more difficult.
Okay, great.
We work together. So he has 4, I have 2. We do everything. When that split happened at the end of 2022, I immediately went and bought a trailer. And of that trailer, I have a 3-comp sink in it, a hand washing sink, refrigerator, steam table bays, and it is the only Skyline Chili food trailer in 130 restaurants.
Wow.
And it is a lot of fun.
Now, is your chili beans or no beans?
No beans unless you want them. We can add them.
So you add the beans, but it comes with no beans.
Comes with no beans.
And that's a Greek way of doing it?
It's just a Greek pasta.
Because
chili.
Texas is no bean.
Texas is no bean.
Yeah.
But it's hot.
It's hot.
Yeah.
It's hot. It can make your mouth a little...
Ours is a very cinnamony based, mild. Now we have the hot sauce. We actually have a habanero blended cheese with our cheddar. We're faster than McDonald's with table service and a fork and a plate.
No kidding.
And you're seeing your food made in front of you.
What's your biggest restaurant?
Our biggest store was my brother's now. It's Oakley. I ran it for 35 years. It's our highest volume of our 6 stores.
Restaurant business is tough, right?
It is. It can be.
But it's also fun.
It's love.
I just know the restaurant business from the other side, the part where I eat.
Is the part where you eat.
Yeah. But I know there's a lot going on in that kitchen before I sit down.
The best part about it, I've never, ever, ever gotten tired of eating it or working
or serving it.
I also days, good days, bad days.
But you know, you are, and again, I started the podcast by saying you're the fun guy, you're the guy that everybody wants to hang around with, you're the cool guy. I think in a restaurant business, you have to be that guy. In fact, I think I've gone to restaurants where you go, man, this guy really shouldn't be in the restaurant business, right? Because restaurant business is a service business. It is a hospitality business.
Correct.
Part of the food is very important, but that experience is as important, if not more, right?
I agree.
I mean, you can have the best hot dog in the world, but if I go there and I feel like crap, I'm not coming back.
Correct.
Right? But you may have a mediocre hot dog, but I had the best experience in the world and I come back.
Perfect.
Right? So you have that attitude of, I'm going to make people happy.
I want you to know you can get our food in 130 different locations. You can only get me in a couple of them.
That's good.
Thank you.
You're saying that because Skyline Chili is sold everywhere.
It's sold regional. It's a large regional company, and it's a.
When you say regional, is that Northeast?
It's Cincinnati, Midwest. Primarily Cincinnati, Ohio. And
like, where can I buy Skyline Chili if I can't go to the restaurant? How do I buy Skyline Chili?
You can get it in the grocery chains.
Okay.
And they've made it a very, very, what's the word I'm looking for? Very important. It's priority for them to get it out.
Can I order it online?
Yes. And you can get it in the grocery stores in cans.
Or you can send me and Butch a sample?
Yeah, absolutely. And or pouches. And or pouches. Yes.
Or
microwavable pouches. And they're wonderful.
I do want to go. We should go up there one day and do like a little podcast at the restaurant.
It'd be a blast.
Because I think showing the food, we do prominently that. We do our interviews at a restaurant. Showing the food is just, like my middle son, who's like me, he loves to eat.
Yeah.
And he gets a kick out of seeing all the places we go to and all the food that we display. We should do a show like that one day.
Absolutely. I guarantee you Skyline would love that.
So I heard Skyline now has an ice cream.
They came out. Every town has staples, just things that are part of the city fabric. Yeah. Skyline is a big one. Montgomery and Ribs King is a big one. Grater's ice cream is a big one. Okay. Grater's is been around since I want to say 95. I could be, I think that's the number. The family's incredible. I've known them for years. And we paired with them before over the years. Skyline with Grater's, we did a coupon in the 90s. And it was so busy for them. They were like, we can't do this again in the summer. This is killing us operationally.
Yeah.
So they came up with our Skyline spice mix in their cups. And I gotta be honest, I didn't try it. But they froze the cracker in there, a little oyster cracker. And it was sweet. And probably 80% of the people that tried it loved it. And maybe
Skyline Chili ice cream.
it's our flavor package. It's our spice mix in there.
And is it called that? Is it
Skyline grape? Yes. So
Skyline gravy.
Skyline Graters.
Grater.
The ice cream is called Graters.
Okay, Skyline Graters.
Yes. And J.D. Vance went crazy. He mentioned it. What's going on here? But
of course he knows your restaurant.
Oh, has he ate at your restaurant? Yes. Yeah. Yes. Yeah. But it sold out very quickly. In the people I spoke with said it's got a little pumpkin pie, eggnog type of a flavor to it.
Yeah.
So
yeah, good for you. I heard about it on TV. I heard about how, and I was like, did I text you on it?
I think you did.
I might have texted you on it. I was like, what Skyline ice cream? This is insane. Yeah. Skyline Chili is like a staple, right? It is. So a lot of well-known people pass through there.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
How often are you there?
When I'm, if I'm in town, I'm there.
What do you think is the greatest thing about owning a restaurant?
Wow. The people. I love being busy. What people don't understand, and this is all of our businesses, if I'm not physically there making food, I'm still working.
Yeah.
And the brains never shut off.
Correct.
You're always you're always on. Always. And somebody says, well, how many hours a week do you work? And I said, they're unlimited. Yeah. I can't tell you.
People don't get it sometimes.
They do not.
When you own a business, your brain is consistently on.
On.
Yeah.
On.
I mean, I write myself notes at 3 o'clock in the morning because I woke up with an idea.
Yes.
It just, it drives people crazy. People don't get it, but it is what it is.
Yes. And that's, Aristotle Onassis used to write notes in the middle of the night.
Yeah. Well, so I feel very,
there you go. There you go.
Aristotelical.
Yes.
What's the worst thing?
The same thing that makes it so great.
The people.
The people, and you're always there.
Yeah.
You're always on.
Yeah.
It's a double-edged sword.
Yeah.
There's no question. It's a blessing and a curse. It's a godsend and something from,
So you grew up in the restaurant business, worked in the restaurant business, own the restaurants now with your brothers. The brand continues to expand. You can buy it directly online, at grocery stores. What's next? I have brain that doesn't shut up.
Well, I'm a franchisee. So the company is trying to grow it and put it everywhere. And I applaud them for doing that. The family that bought Skyline is from Cincinnati, and they are the greatest. The Williams family in Cincinnati, and they're just
They just want to keep expanding this.
They're that way. And they're really, really successful people, human beings, and just wonderful. And we'll see.
Do you want to do any other restaurants beside these?
I've been asked. It always enters my mind. I asked Jimmy Russell, the godfather of bourbon. He's 90-something years old, Wild Turkey, Russell's Reserve. All right. I asked him one time, I said, I love that you're still working. he kind of took offense to it. And he said, son, I've never worked a day in my life. It's a passion. It's a love affair.
Mhm.
And if you ask yourself that question, I ask myself that question, guess what?
I love what
I love what I do.
I love it. I do love
So
it.
it's always entered my mind.
Well, I know a lot of people obviously in the restaurant business, so we can put brains together and figure out the next one.
It's fun.
You know,
It's
I think it's great. What was your first car?
1984 Ford Escort.
Really?
Yes. Yes.
Was it a station wagon? Was it?
Oh, no. It was a two-door, and I, believe it or not, I used to pull the front end of the car in, and
It hardly had power.
it could get through a mountain in snow. It was front-wheel drive, and it had zero pickup.
Yeah.
But I could pick the back end of the car up by myself.
No.
So I would pull the front end of the car in and pick it up.
Or I remember, I think it was like one of the first front end cars because they kind of sold the fact that it was front end. You
You
know?
could not get it stuck.
Yeah.
It didn't have much power. It was the perfect car. My mom's like, you're not gonna speed.
Right.
Yeah.
In the Steve Museum, what's the car that you want to see there?
Well, I'm a collector,
Okay.
so I have car ADB.
Okay.
So
I love it.
I get cars.
What's your favorite car?
It depends. I like them all.
No. Give
Love
me a
'em.
favorite. Give me a favorite.
I have a car that has been gone for 5.5 years under a complete frame off. And it is about to be finished. It is a 1967 GTO convertible. And it is,
What color?
well, I changed it. It's not a numbers matching car. I want to drive it and I want to be able to modify it and modernize it. So it is a resto mod. It is black. It was red. It's now triple black. I've got red Willwood disc brakes, all QA1 underneath it. It is. I took the 3 deuces off, which did work, but the fuel ethanol was tearing up the gaskets, and so I pulled it.
What kind of product do you have?
You do, don't
I do.
All right, we'll work on it.
Ethanol stabilizer.
It would be good.
There you go. A little trade. You give me some chili, I give you some.
We can work that out. So yeah, it should be back here soon.
Okay. All right. Of all the places you travel, what's your favorite?
I think I'm about to find out. Where are you going? Going to Italy. In May.
Where in Italy?
All of it. We're going to start.
You had not been to Italy?
I've never crossed the pond.
I will tell you that number one choice of most people that I interview is Italy. I'll tell you that that's my choice. My favorite place is Venice. So I think you're in for a treat.
We're gonna
And no
Viking ocean cruise.
That's what we did.
So we start in Rome, we end in Venice.
Beautiful. You're gonna love it.
I'm gonna pick your brain. I want all the tips.
Yeah, I'll give you and we have private tour guides. We didn't do the Viking tour, so we went on Viking, but we got our own private tours everywhere we stopped. We had a van there picking us up, and they took us on a private tour. We didn't go on the Viking bus, and I can give you all of the information. But I'm telling you,
I'm in.
what a place!
I can't wait.
I've been there a couple times now, and it is a special place for you. You're gonna love it. You're gonna fit right in. You're gonna fit right in. You'd be like singing out in the, the little tables outside the restaurant.
That's
Bambino,
That's great. That's great. I love it. Yeah.
Is that one of your bucket list?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. I lost my father when I was 13, and I think it directly impacted the way I live my life. In a good way.
Yeah.
I'm going to live it full. I'm not going to say, well, I should wait and do this.
Listen,
We feel like when he finally got there to be able to enjoy the fruits of his labor, he got ill. He fell ill, and he didn't really get to do that.
I hear that so often. We. It's funny because people sometimes live in that fear. They don't get to do anything. They don't expand, and by the time you blink your eye, it's over.
Yeah.
It's over. But you gotta live it.
I got a good fun meter.
Yeah,
Like you do too.
I do. Hey, new kids coming up.
Yeah.
Whether they want to be in the restaurant business or in the whatever business, what is advice that you would give young people today to become the next Steve?
I think you got to love what you do. You can't say, I want to work. This is going to be my job. I think you have to say, this is what I love to do.
It's your passion.
It's your passion. And for my own 2 sons, I want them, and I've wanted them, and they've both done it, to go work somewhere else first. And understand, there's freedoms to own in your own business, but you always are in your own business, on your own business, in your own business. It's there. But if you do it right, and you take care of your work family, there's nothing better.
Yeah,
You know.
I love that. That's culture. Taking care of your work family. That's your culture. And giving people advice to be passionate about what they do, because I think that's another thing that doesn't necessarily happen today. And we've talked about, helping this younger generation in so many ways, but a lot of times they're just, it's clock in, clock out, and that's not going to get you anywhere. It may get you the apartment, Xbox, and the Honda, but when you're passionate about something, it'll shake your world and let you have an opportunity to see the world.
Yes.
You know.
That energy reverberates.
That's right. That's right. Well, Steve, I appreciate you being on the show. We're going to end it with singing My Way.
Arnold, you do what you played. Thank you, my friend. Thank you so much. Appreciate us.
Thank you for listening to Wheels, Deals, and Meals, your main source for all things good and fun, business, food, and cars. If you like this episode, make sure to rate us and subscribe. If you would like to be a guest on our show, please leave a message at the link below. Till next time, happy eating.